So this is the part of the show where we give you the answer to that trivia question you were wondering about. I hope you were not using your phones and Googling the answer there. I wanted to know, when was the last time our athletes were eliminated from the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League? And I thought Auntie Diski would be available to give us the answer, but she's all the way with the Zambian national team, celebrating with them. I thought they were going to make their private jet available and fly her down, but they didn't do it.
It's fine. She's just giving me more time with you.
Okay. Now, Essie, can you give us the answer to that?
The last time Al Ahly were knocked out in the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League was 2010 by Esperance de Tunis via away goal.
Wow, 2010 by Esperance via the away goals. And speaking of Zambia, they actually qualified for the Under-17 Women's World Cup, and they're one of 5 teams that have done so. You have Nigeria, you also have Côte d'Ivoire that has qualified, Morocco, the tournament hosts, have also qualified, and Cameroon have qualified for that tournament that will be taking place on the 17th of October to the 8th of November. We can't wait. Now, they say diamonds is a girl's best friend, right? Let me give you my African diamonds coming from the CAF Champions League and the Confederations Cup. And I hope you don't disagree with any of these names this week. Coming in at number 3 is Usama Lamloui. The Casablanca-born striker can play both as a right winger and a centre forward. His versatility and his fluid attacking play against CS Constantine in the first leg of the semis was simply too hot for the Smurfs to handle. He scored 2 goals in the first leg that ended the tie as a contest. His 54th minute strike and his goal in the dying moments of the match ensured that Barkhan carried a formidable advantage into the second leg of the tie. Coming in at number 2 is Coluso Mudau. Coluso Mudau in the Cairo International Stadium was something else. His relentless energy on the right and centre-back was instrumental in Sundown's passage to the finals of the CAF Champions League. Our athletes were aiming for a 6th successive final and looked to be on their way, but they could not find a solution to the ingenuity of the former Magesi and Black Leopards ace. Coming in at number 1 this week is Fistim Mayele. When Fistim played for the Young Africans of Tanzania, he scored an unbelievable 50 goals in 54 appearances. At this stage, I have only one question for the president of Yanga FC. How did you authorize the departure of such a special player? The Congolese poacher was simply unplayable in that Friday football fiasco in Cairo. His semi-finals double was the 8th goal in 11 games for him, and indeed a cruel way to ruin the last Champions League dance between the Buccaneers of Orlando and Jose Rivero. Oh man, my poetry seems to get better, really.
Always, every week, you're improving on it.
But let's talk a bit about Fistin. I mean, Kaiser Chiefs passed on an opportunity to sign him.
Yeah, there's a friend of ours in our sister show, Telefono. I'm sure he's looking at Fistin Mayele and thinking, damn, what a miss.
Yes, because they thought it wasn't good enough. But hey, unbelievable.
Unbelievable player. I think they know he's so good. I don't think they are eradicating the conversation to say he's not good. He's a good player and they know it. They missed out on a good player. But I love your diamonds. Fistin Mayele, top of the diamonds, definitely.
Okay, now let's talk about the qualifying round. So the final qualifying rounds of the CHAN tournament.
Yeah.
What do you make out of that?
Look, it was a great tournament to see. We're waiting for the last 2 guys to come through, the last 2 nations to be more precise.
Okay.
And we see the games that are going to take place.
South Africa is going to be in action.
Yeah, versus Malawi. More precise to be saying Malawi versus South Africa. And the squad came out for South Africa, by the way. I was anticipating we'd get into that.
Yes, yeah, give me the names there that should be there and the ones not so much that you don't think should be there?
I'm not so sure in terms of what I think the names that should not be here. But you look at that, and interesting enough, there's 2 Kaizer Chiefs players in the squad. So amazing to see Kaizer Chiefs making the nods in the squad. You know, okay. I think they've been heading hard time, and it's good to see such players come through. Your Samkelo Zwane, ideally, this is one player that I say is super talented, rare talent, to be honest with you. He comes into the squad. You've got Potsane also, who's not getting game time that much, and he comes into the squad as well. So you've got Diandisa Mfolozi there. What an amazing player. You've got Apelele Teto. I'm just going to give you some of the names that are in the list, you know, not the whole entire squad. These are literally players that are not playing in their respective teams, you know, but I'm giving you such key players, and when you hear the names, especially for South Africans, they'll know these kind of players. You look at the captain Neo Mayema, who plays for Sundowns. Sundowns just come out of a CAF Champions League semi-final with one of the biggest teams in Africa, I can say, in Al Ahly. You know, Neo Mayema was influential in the AFL game they played, and he's in the squad and he's the captain. So
you know what I would like to see though?
Yeah. Like
we just had the under-17 AFCON.
Sure.
And you have players like Vitboy.
Emil Vidboy.
Yes. Why wouldn't South Africa incorporate 1 or 2 of those young players into this under-20?
It's a good take, but the greatest thing about that, you've got an AFCON tournament under-20 that's happening, so they're included into that squad. Your Emil Vidboys are in that squad, so they're more closer to the squad.
Essie, always nice speaking to you. Next week we go again.
I can't wait.
All right, so South Africa versus Malawi, and also Gambia versus Algeria. They're going to make up the 19 teams that have qualified for this incredible tournament. Congratulations once again to Aris Bakan and Simba SC, also Pyramids and the Yellow Nation, and all the nations that qualified for the FIFA Women's Under-17 World Cup. These are the football stories that inspire us all. From me and the crew behind the scenes, till next time, Ninitanda Nonke Kakulu.